So I don't often spend time kind of on the family-friendly part of YouTube. You know, those huge creators, Markiplier, or even PewDiePie, stuff like that. I don't really watch their videos. It's no disrespect. It's just not like the videos that I watch. And apparently, there's like this ongoing battle with a creator named CoryxKenshin or CoryxKenshin. That's probably how it's pronounced. Another super huge, large creator, 15 million subscribers, who had made some claims that YouTube was either playing favorites to their big creators, which to me is hilarious because this guy's a 15 million sub channel. So I mean, like, bro, you are the favorite. But I guess there's levels to this. Then you have like Markiplier. I guess I don't know how many subs he has, but I assume it's more. It's 34 million. So there are levels to this. To me, as a 1 million subscriber channel, it's like, man, I don't want to hear about favoritism. You got 15 million subs. But I suppose me saying that is, if I said it, then somebody with 100,000 subs would be saying the same thing. So there are levels to it, to be fair. He had essentially uploaded a video where they were like playing through this video game. I guess it's probably because I don't watch video game playthroughs that I don't see a lot of these super huge creators. Where it was like a horror game, and particularly CoryxKenshin's video got age restricted for one particular section of the game. He then perused other YouTube channels, found that other YouTube channels had uploaded the exact same clip or the exact same section of the game and were not age restricted. So he has the privilege of a YouTube rep. I don't know what that's like. But apparently his YouTube rep said, I'll look into it, right? So then they remove the age restriction. Then at some point they add the age restriction back. So between, CoryxKenshin, the Ackman's recent claims against YouTube, the world's biggest video hosting platform, is not having a good month. While Ackman was demonetized for making a few sarcastic Twitter comments, he has claimed that YouTube does not take steps against real-life doxing. Corey's claims of the platform playing favorites has gained a lot of traction in the community, with many creators coming out in support of him. Inconsistent moderation has long been a standing complaint, and here's where I 100% agree with Corey. I see it. YouTubers of all sizes see it. It exists. Now, he also alleges it may be about race. I mean, you'd have to have a lot of evidence to provide to prove that. He mentions it in his title. I don't think he seems super convinced that's what it is, but he does seem to claim, hey, I'm black and all these other creators are white and my videos get age restricted. I don't know. You'd have to have some serious evidence of that. We are now conditioned in modern day America where everything is called racism, and it's hard to, like, real acts of it get drowned out, but it's hard for me to, like, again, dude's got 15 million subscribers, so it's kind of hard for me to think that YouTube's like oppressing him. That said, maybe one way that it could be race related is maybe he has some people that don't like him and are reporting his videos to be flagged. And maybe that has something to do with skin color. That could be. He doesn't mention that, I don't think, in the video, but essentially, he claims that, other creators are uploading the same clips and they don't face the same scrutiny. And he does have some receipts, so I can't argue with him on that. He then talks about YouTube removing the strike only after kind of causing a fuss. And he wants to know, was the initial restriction automated or human reviewed? Meaning the first time it was age restricted, was it automated or human reviewed? Now, what he may not know, or what maybe somebody's not told him, is channels have a channel score. And YouTube does play favorites. If you have a long history of being advertiser friendly and stuff like that, you're generally, in my experience, more likely to not experience kind of yellow check marks of sadness as much as other channels. In terms of age restrictions, this is not something I think I've got thousands of videos, and I don't think I've ever had even one of them age restricted. So I'm not sure, I don't upload that kind of content, I suppose, but he claims, he wants to know if there was a human review or not. Why did they reject his appeal? I guess they first age restricted it, rejected his appeal. He talked to his rep. They removed the strike and then ended up going back on. why did Markiplier's clip reverse the decision? Essentially, he sent a clip, said, hey, this white gamer is playing all these games and they're not getting restricted. Now, again, he's not focusing on race as much as maybe his title may imply. Where Cory and I would agree is that there are levels to this and there are favoritism. I could see H3H3, their videos are always super monetized and their titles and the things that they say in it are absolutely not advertiser friendly. But because Susan Wojcicki's actually been on their channel before, they don't live by the same rules I live by. And this particular individual, CoryxKenshin, with 15 million subscribers, probably doesn't play by the same rules that I play by either. But, I can't debate the things that, if he finds out that there's some race part of it, okay, maybe. There's no evidence of that as it stands right now. But where I would agree with him is the favoritism absolutely does happen. So he brings Markiplier into this mess, essentially. And he did say, hey, man, I'm sorry. And look, Markiplier's got, $100 million in the bank, probably tens of millions, I'll say. He didn't seem to care. And so I'm not going to get offended on his behalf. So then Markiplier decides to upload this video called Try to Not Get Age Restricted Challenge, which essentially embarrasses YouTube. It's a 40-minute video of him playing through games that I could just never play on my channel. Now, I will say this. It's been 2 days. The video has not been age restricted, as far as I can tell. Actually, I should probably try to open it in a new window because I am logged in. So let me see. Nope, it is not age restricted. And essentially kind of proves at least the favoritism part correct. I think if you're going to, again, make allegations about it being race related, you better. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. I've seen no extraordinary evidence, so let's just stick to the favoritism thing for now. This says, Hina's description is a perfectly family-friendly video about a fun game where I'm an orc who gives massages. There's no reason this video should be age-restricted whatsoever. Of course, again, very spicy content. However, what I will say, to be fair, is he blurs out everything. Okay, he's playing these spicy games, but his editor, whoever edited these, it's not like you see anything that I would automatically say, hey, this is toss breaking. I've had situations before where I blur things out, and according to YouTube's terms of service, from what I understand, including on thumbnails, if you block out, even if you blur something, that does not necessarily mean you get around, like YouTube's guidelines, okay? So, to summarize, this very large creator, 15 million subscribers, or 14 million plus, CoryxKenshin makes an allegation that, videos are not equally moderated. Let's just leave it there. Because if he wants to talk about it being about race, he's going to have to bring some sort of evidence for that. The fact that Mark is white and he is black does not prove that it has anything to do with race. But the fact that Mark gets away with it, I don't know. We'd have to see a pattern, right? Because we know that YouTube's monetization and flagging and all this kind of stuff is super uneven. It's super uneven on my channel. Again, I've talked about this before. I'll upload the same video 5 different times, and then one time it's monetized. The other 4 it's not. How many times do I appeal monetization on a video that when it was demonetized, and they come back and say, oh no, we rejected your appeal because of you showed this thing, which is definitely not in the video. It's like the people who are actually reviewing these videos aren't actually watching them. And that's where I think we would all align. Fast forward now to today or yesterday, Markiplier was supposed to be a part of this YouTube Go Game or something like that, which was a live stream with all the biggest creators on the platform. Again, all family-friendly creators. I don't know any of them personally, but it's being claimed now that as retribution for making YouTube look bad, YouTube cut Markiplier's content from the event. You see, this Please read. This is the cut segment from YouTube's Game On. It's an interactive analog horror feature featuring many YouTubers that were part of the stream. It's also the work of Lixin, Marcus, Rachel, and Nervely, who put in a ton of effort to get it in time. You'll probably notice that the structure seems odd. You know, because it's not a part of the bigger show, I guess. So I saw Optimus was claiming that, hey, you know, this is retribution for you embarrassing YouTube. I don't know. YouTube has not commented on why they cut it at all. So I think it's fair that people think that. You can see a lot of the comments. It's ridiculous that they got the idea to cut this one. Get clickbait to views. Thank you for uploading your work here. You know, after days of work and tight deadlines, it's heartbreaking to see all of our work be completely ignored. Thank you for Mark for uploading. That looks like one of the people. You know, I don't know. You know, obviously Markiplier should be mirroring his content to new tech too. Guys like Markiplier and PewDiePie have the influence and clout to make these new tech platforms relevant overnight. They choose not to, but they should. They should really be paying attention to this. Just because you're at the top right now doesn't mean you'll stay at the top. And there also comes with a little bit of it, some responsibility to think about the little guy. Now, CoryxKenshin with 14 million subscribers isn't the little guy. I'm not the little guy with 1 million subscribers, but all the people coming up behind us, you know, they also need, big and small, need equal enforcement of YouTube's terms of service and rules. That's not very unreasonable. It's not an unreasonable thing to ask, especially when you're talking about a channel like CoryxKenshin or Markiplier, where YouTube themselves are making, and I don't think that this is an exaggeration, tens of millions of dollars a year off these two channels alone. Tens of millions. Not these creators, but that's what YouTube's making. Well, Markiplier probably makes tens of millions. But so YouTube might make 50 million a year off these content creators. So remember, content creators get a fraction of the actual ad revenue. So I think it's reasonable to expect rules be enforced equally and for that to roll downhill to all creators. This is going to be one heck of a battle if Markiplier chooses to take up arms. At least hopefully he considers embracing some new tech. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you click that subscribe button down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.